Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, this time we're actually going to do the boss first, and then deal with the rest of it. So we want, well, yeah, let's see, how much wear and tear have we put on the, how many miles have we put on our Uchigatana? Yeah, the durability is almost halfway down. I think weapons take a damage hit at halfway, and then I think another one when they start getting into the critical range. I don't remember exactly, though. But yeah, low durability is bad news. You don't want a weapon to break, then it's worthless. So we'll go ahead, cast Repair. Restores the durability of everything we're currently equipped with by 150, I want to say. So it's pretty good. And completely back to full. And we want Fall Control, for a reason that will become apparent soon. Heavy Soul Arrow is just going to get us killed. So let's just use... But we don't really have anything better. Yeah, I really should have done the next area first, gotten some goodies and come back. But I like progressing straight through the next part of the game once we do that. So that's why we didn't. So I'll just go ahead and stick with that for what we're doing next. Alright. Deal with him. Deal with him. These enemies actually will join the boss fight if you don't dispose of them first. Alright, Fall Control's on. Magic Weapon's on. Pretty obvious why we're about to use Fall Control in 3, 2, 1. Hello. Oh, didn't expect him to do the attack first. Normally he does a physical attack first, that's what threw me off. Okay. Ah. One of those. That's what I was expecting to start for him to start the fight with. Alright. So the basic idea for this guy is that he will constantly spam the ground, or pound the ground, and do those shockwave attacks. They inflict magic damage. It's possible to block them if you have a good magic defense shield. And then he'll also go ahead and hit the ground and cause another shockwave. Oh, yeah. The area of effect is pretty big on that one. That's probably going to kill me, yep. Yeah, if he gets you into a corner with that one and then does another follow-up magic blast, there's nothing you can do. Unless you have the high magic defense shield and just kind of block it. It will break your guard, but probably won't kill you. But yeah, that's basically the idea. That's really all there is to him. Stay behind him, so one of the magic attacks will miss you completely, and the other one is easy to get away from. And then just hit him. And that big spray of blood was the bleed effect kicking in. And that one does a... against bosses, it's not the fixed percentage of max HP like it is for you. That would be kind of broken. These bosses get thousands and thousands of HP later on in the game. And then, of course, that's the ones that aren't just arbitrarily immune to things like that. One of those things where once you've got the fight under control, it's really not that bad. And he did another one, so yeah, once again. Ah. That time I will... Oh, absolutely. Okay. This time I should know where the... Oh, where'd my bloodstain go? Already got it, okay. Alright, now let's go ahead and try this. Yeah, I think it's part of the issue, too. I probably should be in a fast roll, considering how little armor matters for this. Ah, missed the tail that time. Yeah, and usually if you start running as the attack hits, you're probably okay. And you just want to make sure you're on the right side of him. That's always annoying. I got a good look at his face when he did that move that time. Here's the blood spray we all... that's what we came here for. He loves spamming this move this time. Usually he mixes it up more. Yeah, he is loving that shockwave attack. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, once you get hit once, there's a chance that you're just done right there. This time I'm ready for that second swing. Do that shockwave. Good. And that gave us an opportunity to kind of reset the range here. Not a lot of room behind him at this point, but still probably our best bet. Go. This is where I would normally be tempted to mix in some ranged attacks, but it's simply too risky with how one opening can knock you down and then he can finish you off. Oh, that was close. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the, yeah, I was trapped in the corner there, and, oh, that time he did the same attack again, so I was able to get out. If he'd switched to the all-around one, I probably wouldn't have been able to. Let's see if I can lure him out of that corner. Oh, okay. And then he does that, and then we're done. Yep. So you almost had the fight won. Yes. Okay. Ball control. Magic weapon. Take 10, I think. Ooh. I think from here we can kind of proceed on normally. Yeah, I think the big issue here, and that's the reason why I'm using the Uchigatana in the first place, is it's hard to pass up the extra chance to get some bleed damage. That's the main damage dealer here. That extra 250 on top of what you're normally doing. Alright, buddy, you just insist. Yeah, that one's fair game. That didn't cost me anything, and the only thing I passed up on was a chance to get a couple hits in on him. Oh, yeah. And if he hops back and then does the move, then you're basically done. Honestly, didn't think that would work. If you approach too quickly, the lingering shockwave, the exact same reason why you can't roll through it, can still get you. Because the thing I'm worried about is that if he inches himself backwards a little bit each time he does that move, would he eventually get me stuck there even in the corner? Yeah, it looks like it doesn't go quite as far back as I would have thought. So I might have him this time if I keep... Yeah. Yeah, this should do it. There we go. Yeah, and yeah, literally nothing I did about that fight was any different from the last couple times. It's just that, you know, it happened to just roll the dice in a way that were more favorable to me. So not a fun fight, but at least it's over with now. And the reason why I kind of had the loadout I did was to be ready for this guy. We're also going to go ahead and use these to get my humanity back up. Just a chance to try to get that Black Knight sword. And Great Heavy Soul Arrow. As we get close, he'll go ahead and start running in. That's our cue to cast it. Be ready to hit him. Ooh. Kind of want to provoke an attack. There we go. So we have a chance to heal. Oh, geez. Little phantom range there. And we're trying to finish him off before it's too late. There we go. Oh, the shield. Okay. Yeah, shield is useless to us. Well, even still, we defeated one of them. There are two here. So we defeated one of them, and hopefully our luck holds, and we get a third Black Knight item in a row and get that sword. I don't think it's enchantable, which does mitigate its use for the whole Spellblade idea, unlike the other Knight sword we'll be able to get later. But it is still fun. And it's basically it's similar to the Claymore, except just even more raw damage. The next thing we'll be dealing with is we don't need fall control anymore. Let's go ahead and use Hidden Body. Well, I don't think we'll need that, but the guy attacks so quickly. As soon as you defeat the Stray Demon, the passage stays broken open. You can even hop back down there again if you really want to, I guess. Just like from the very start of the game, there's another bonfire there. And there's another Black Knight here. Also, my first thought was with the other Black Knight to go ahead and use Hidden Body against him. Then I realized that would actually be a really bad idea, because the whole benefit of getting the free hit in on him is he attacks him far enough away for you to cast the Great Heavy Soul Arrow. Of course, you have to get our kendo swing in, if possible. Oh, ouch! I thought I would have gotten the last hit. Yeah, there's a bit of a karmic strike there. You know, if my hit had gone through first, I would have got him, but as a proper way for samurai to die. Yep. Oh, one hit. Now, I'm kind of curious if this guy will aggro if he sees us. Nope. Okay. Let's go ahead and deal with him again. Same thing. We'll go ahead and get that Great Heavy Soul Arrow as he moves in. Get the R2. Yeah. Yeah, the Black Knights have Like I mentioned before, trying to figure out the poise math with the Silver Knights, and you'll run into those later on. The Black Knights actually have more poise than their armor set would indicate. Ah. Okay, so I'm just trading there for no good reason. Ah. I wonder if you can't roll in water. I should probably try that. Because I tried rolling around him and it didn't work. As a matter of fact, it's perfectly feasible to deal with Black Knights, since you only ever fight one of them at a time. Oh, you can, okay. Weird. Since you only ever fight one of them at a time, to just go ahead and grab a decent, stability shield that can still parry, and yeah, just sit there, block their attacks until you see that one, and then just parry it on reaction. Oh, that time you did follow. Ouch. Oh, he's gonna give us a break to heal. It'd be rude to turn that down. Yeah, Black Knights get personally offended if you try to use SS in their presence. There we go. When they do that, when they do pretty much any kind of attack, they open themselves up. Okay, I didn't get the sword that time, which is frustrating. That's the only Black Knight weapon I haven't gotten. It's the only one I can use. The reason why we come up here, in addition to dealing with the Black Knights, is to meet an old friend. Yep, that's poor Oscar from the start of the game. Even if you kill him, he's still hollowed when you come here again, which I guess is fair enough. He is undead. Yep, he just kind of goes around looking for you. He doesn't actually know I'm here. Aw, still waiting for the backstab to start things off. Alright, use that, and you get the crest shield. The crest shield from him. Generally, if you can use shields, it's a good idea to kill him first, before you deal with a Stray Demon. The Crest Shield has an 80% resistance to magic, so it's a great one to deal with when Stray Demon tries the shockwave attack when you're on the ground. As long as you have enough health to survive it, the 80% or the 20% of it you'll be taking, you can just block when you get up and possibly still be able to pull out a win. But even these hollows have gotten tougher than they were at the start of the game. And in addition to that, there's a new one. Not the Archer, he was there before, but there are 2 soldier hollows here now. One of them's a spearman. Oh, too far away. There we go. Yeah, the key that you get on top of the room that the clerics were in is what you need to open up that other gate, and that is a rusted iron ring. In general, if you like avoiding the hassle of dealing with the swamp and stuff like that in Blighttown, the rusted iron ring lets you move through the water and muck and everything at normal speed. It's good to get that before the next dungeon, Sense Fortress, if you plan on doing it. If you plan on doing the area down below, there are a lot of enemies with some rewards you might want, and that entire area is filled with, I think, tar is what's down there. And you would definitely want the rusted iron ring to move normally during that. And then the other reason I got that one, we're going to try out Hidden Body. Normally they all rush you at once you kill one of them. Let's see if that still happens with the Hidden Body going. That doesn't look like it. The detection range is definitely longer than you'd expect. I'm guessing they're going off hearing, like they hear somebody stabbing behind them, and yeah, that's what it is. They turn around and look, but they don't see you. So, I guess the wind came by and blew the buddy down. Let's head back and grab our item.
Give me one. Give me.
Two Twinkling Titanites. Okay, then back to the bird. Luckily, once you've seen the loading screen once, it goes ahead and just picks you up instantly the second time. We are back at Firelink. You'd be tempted to go ahead and hop down. I'm pretty sure that kills you. You can take a shortcut from here, though. Yeah. Back here, and then down. Of course, we're actually going to go down. I was trying to say we're going to go down. Oh, I did miss something. Okay. Yeah, we're actually going to head down to the left, where the elevators are, because that's our next stop. But actually, wouldn't hurt to take a look to the side here and notice that the clerics are gone. Well, except for one of them.
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady... To think I swore to protect you with my life. Your Highness, where have you gone? Oh, woe is me.
If this sounds suspicious, there's a good reason for that. And it's kind of why I wish I'd taken out the Capra Demon earlier and gotten the clerics to appear. That's all part of that event. After that triggers, and Petrus comes back on his own, spinning his Tale of Woe, you can actually talk to Lautrec if he's still in Firelink, and pay him a bribe to admit that he interrogated a cleric. It's not said if it was one of the four or not, and found out that Petrus abandoned them, and that Rhea was all alone down there with lots of humanity, ripe for the picking. A little creepy, as you might expect for Lautrec, and yeah, but it's a good tip if you're into that kind of thing. Yet he is there all alone. Well, not all alone, not eventually, as it turns out. Yep, that's what happened. The cleric team met with a disaster. So next stop is Sen's Fortress. It's probably the biggest jump in difficulty traditionally in the game. Up to that point, you could pretty much coast on anything. My weapons aren't doing a whole lot of damage, and I still managed to win. Although it took more tries than I really would have preferred, like against Havel and the Stray Demon and all that. But the Serpent people go from having, I mean, they're basically all of them have the same physical resistance as Havel the Rock. They all have around like 500 or so defense. So you need some pretty good firepower to deal with them. Literal firepower is ideal. They're very vulnerable to pyromancy. You can pretty much coast the entire thing on 2 doses of combustion, which you'll have if you buy a scroll from Laurentius and from the witch down the swamp if you get a +10 pyro hand before you go down there. Your alternative is basically to use the large number to upgrade a weapon as much as you can. And since you're not going to have very many large shards, and that's with the modify rather than reinforce, so you're not going to have very many large shards. I can only get one up to +8. You have to choose wisely. You can also go raw. How that works is it raises your base damage in exchange for lowering your bonus. Like the Claymore, for example, is tempting to raw it up. It gets, let's see, it loses 9, gains 23. Yeah. So as our stats get higher, it's less and less of an attractive deal. It's very much a short-term investment. However, short-term is just fine for me. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to go ahead and grab a weapon that I don't really plan on using long-term. Something with... what would be a good choice? Something that doesn't scale that well on its own. Yeah, like this. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a raw axe. That sounds like a good deal to me. It'll also help with... Actually, I don't think anything else uses poison and stuff down there, but oh well. So let's go ahead and try that out. We'll need to buy 7 more Titanite shards. Not a problem. And I don't think the other merchant sells regular Titanite shards. Let's get another set of 9, just to have that ready. So, Force. And Gargoyle Axe. And we get this all the way to +5. And you notice I still have 9 Titanite shards. That'll be enough to raise something else to +5 and put it on an upgrade path. Then we modify it, and we will go ahead and make it... Yeah, +6 would be... 141, so that would be 210, so that would be 206 versus 216. So about 10 points of damage out of it. Yeah, that sounds good. Mark it on the internet. I think it's probably one of the first times you'll ever see somebody let's playing or streaming Dark Souls actually take something down the raw path. It is a raw deal in the long run, but we're not worrying about the long run. So we're going to go ahead and max this out as far as we can, and we're going to go ahead and basically rely on this to get us through Sense Fortress as much as possible.
Neither.
You can also see the resistances we get from that. That's poison, toxic, and bleed. It raises as long as we have it in hand. Let's also go ahead and start bumping that intelligence. Actually, let's do some endurance. We're kind of, yeah, I want to get that at least to about 100 stamina. Oh yeah, and also, I keep forgetting. Okay. We're going to need a pretty good loadout to deal with these guys. Magic weapon is obligatory. We're also going to want both flavors of heavy soul arrow. Well, actually, I think this will be fine. The hidden body will get us through some pretty obnoxious parts. Some parts would otherwise be pretty tough. Alright, here goes nothing. Yeah, this is the first time I've done this in a while without coasting on either pyromancy or a Black Knight weapon. Just because their raw damage is so high, you can actually pull it off. In addition to not using a shield. So this should be interesting. Floor trap failed completely. Yeah, they do have, speaking of shields, they do have them. Attack, that one. I am very very gratified to see the fact that I did pretty well against them. Yeah, the fact that I was able to stagger them. That's promising. Damage isn't bad either. Oh, ouch. He didn't have enough stamina there to pull that off. I tried to get behind him. I didn't realize those attacks came out that quickly. Yes, I usually don't give them a chance to get that deep in their combos. And if you are using pyromancy and you buy Great Combustion from Lost Quilana down there, not only will that pretty much one-shot them, even with the +10, pyro hand you have to have, it'll pretty much take you right through the next couple bosses too. This time I'm going to go ahead and stand a little on the right to make sure he actually runs the right direction. Yep, we want the arrow tramp to hit him in the back as he chases us. Then, then we actually recover our bloodstain. Interesting. Okay, I was hoping that would work. The idea was, yeah, to hit him while he's neutral, and thus get that stagger. Because if he's in an animation, he's harder to stagger. I think I mentioned that before. But yeah, that poise can. Some characters have higher breakpoints if they're committed to an attack, and some people can't be staggered at all. They have that kind of hyper armor that the Great Hammers did in Demon Souls. This is the first point where you start having to deal with range attacks. That up there, and I didn't grab the binoculars, I should have, but yeah, that up there you can see, kind of the center of the screen behind that chain, is a sorceress. She'll fire lightning attacks at you, and you arrive just in range as you cross these mandala, I think is the proper name for them. That was pretty gutsy. I didn't actually think that was going to work. And then you run past this one. Now this is the first really obnoxious part, and it's kind of a two-parter. The first one is her bombarding you as you try to deal with that one guy. This is the second part, and this is what I saved this for. You simply don't have time to deal with. Let's see if I can break lock. There we go. Oh, no, she's not going for it. There we go. But you simply don't have time to attack normally, and when you're dealing with dodging those, dodging the pendulums, the mandala there, chances are pretty good. She'll hit you with one of those lightning bolts. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage on its own, but it'll stagger you so that one of them will hit you, and then knock you off or probably kill you. Yeah, we'll let Sleeping Snake Men lie, or stand. In this case, we'll deal with him later. Didn't quite get as much horizontal, or didn't get quite as much reach as I was hoping with that. There we go, got that stagger, and the R2 to poise through it, and got him. Taking a gamble there, especially since I forgot to kindle that bonfire to get more Estus to work with, but so it goes. Wait for that to roll down. If you're wearing light or medium armor, it's possible to, although as you can see pretty close, to dash through that area. And this time we want to sync up the boulder. That works even better. That worked great. I was starting to say we're going to wait for it to sync up the boulder rolling with her throwing an attack. That way we can charge up and finish the job. But as it is, she got impatient, and well, you see what happened there. One of the most useful rings in the first cycle. Later on, enemies simply do too much damage for the defense to really be worth it. As it is, a pretty good deal. Seeing the bellowing ring reminds me I should probably be casting more spells. This guy actually hears you approach and starts attacking. You can take advantage of this. You see another pressure plate. This time the trap is behind you. Almost got myself killed by it. There we go. Almost got myself killed by it. This is definitely the trickiest part. If you're as light as absolutely possible, you can run up the stairs there behind that boulder. I am not going to risk that. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and... Whoa! Almost got myself killed. And drop down here and deal with her first. You want to do that anyway. Then from here, you can... I think this is a... Yeah, from here this is an area that you can unlock. It's one of the alternate routes to the intersection up above. Yeah, there we go. But normally it's locked on the other side when you come down that way. You can also go this way. This lets you drop down and pick up the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring. On the other hand, it also sets you back. You have to basically drop back down onto the mandala area, risk getting hit again. And the benefit is the Slumbering Ring lets you get the benefit of being silent. Well, the Hush spell, the Hush spell we just got does that exact same thing, and we have the intelligence to cast it. So there's really no point for us to do that. Okay. As tempted as I am to let myself get eaten for the amusement of the crowd, this is a mimic, and we're going to try not to let that happen. Oh, what's happened anyway, though? Yeah, that grab attack will devour you. With my lower HP, it probably would kill me. Lightning spear, classic weapon, very useful. The snake men, or the man serpents, I should say, are vulnerable to lightning, and thrust is a fairly solid damage type. Spears have low requirements. It's just an all-around good weapon. And if you're really feeling, and I may go ahead and do this, you have to take advantage of it, but as far as boss weapons go, it's tailor-made to be converted into the Moonlight Butterfly Horn, the weapon you got from the Moonlight Butterfly Soul, which is an intelligence-based spear. And boss weapons require you to have a +10 weapon. Lightning, when you revert it to the basic path, becomes +10, so it's instantly available. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do that, just to be... It feels like the right thing to do. I mean, I can't use the alternate item, the shield. Alright, this takes us back up here. And you see how we could have... that would have been locked otherwise. Let's see, then we want to go through... So I want to go here, and then, actually, yeah. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and block it, and roll the boulder down the way we just were. That will break open the passageway the man serpent was guarding earlier. And you can see that right there, the damage that he took from that little wake-up call. We'll be going back to deal with him, but first, we want to clear a route and send the boulder harmlessly. So we can do two different things. The first one is to... first of all, we're going to go here. And you see he's been... I think you can keep the boulder rolling and finish him off, but that's what you have soul arrows for. Yep. If you don't have the master key, you need to come back to this area later with the appropriately named cage key to open up these cages.
Quite easy. A rare thing in these times. I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up, as you can see. I have a bright idea.
Kind of hard to hear him with all the echo going on. He is a more elite sorcery trainer. That's why we're rescuing him early. He will set himself free on his own, but we're going to go and do it this way. Master key works. He's probably also the best spot to see his face there.
Oh, heavens. Thank you. I'm safe.
You do start to wonder, how all these incredibly powerful, sorcerers and warriors keep getting themselves arrested by monsters. At that point, you start wondering why they capture them and just kill you.
My sorcery.
But yes, we want to go back to Firelink before we go on to the next plot point, because it'll be a long time before we get back after we do that. So we go ahead, and this is the reason why I sent the boulder rolling the other way, because we have you didn't want to get crushed on our way back. You want to go this way. As long as you point the boulder somewhere else, it's generally safe to go back this way. It will eventually reorient itself, I believe, when you cross into that room. It'll start rolling down again. It might be later. It might be the checkpoint for it. But eventually the boulders do resume the normal paths. We didn't talk to this guy earlier, even though he's one of the best NPCs in the game, because there is a bug sometimes where if you meet him at the gates of Sen's Fortress, he can't talk to you later.
Katerina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a ball to be precise. I'm afraid I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
Another laughing NPC, but I can't hold it against him.
Perhaps I could try some rolling. Bah, no chance. My head would spin.
And I think that's also a gameplay tip. I'm pretty sure the boulders are physics objects, not just things in the game. And I don't think you can actually roll through them. Even I've never been able to. I know you can roll through the barrel, that the flaming barrel that the Hollow launches actually right before you get to the watchtower. That was easy enough. We've actually already done it. He just doesn't acknowledge it here. All you have to do is point the boulders away from him once, and that triggers it. Yep, we're good. Yep, just so that he can exit Sen's Fortress without getting crushed. So we go back through here, and you might, I don't know how well you can hear it on your end, but there's a little bit of a grind, and this is the point, pretty right, these stairs, I believe, is where the boulder trap resets. Like so. And, yeah, let's not risk it. Oh, did not mean to fall all that way. So I just need to get out of the way of the boulders. I'm trying to think of... Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to the shortcut. Head back to Firelink and then come back. So I'll at least try to get that far. Be kind of risky with just the one Estus, but I think I can manage. Yeah, as you can see, the boulder is reset. Send it back down to nothingness. This way is progress. 2, 3. Alright. This is another kind of tricky part. You have the 4 mandala here, and they swing closely enough, you pretty much have to sprint through it. There's also a sorceress up the stairs on the left, another one further beyond, and a guy on the right. If you go after any one of them, the other one will probably double team you. So, we're going to go ahead and buff up first. Sprint through. Count on the fact that none of them will be able to see us. Deal with her first. Yeah, and that's the point he would have started following you up the stairs if you were visible. Count on him to lower his shield. You can keep going down that hallway there. I think you can. I don't think it'll kill you, but if you try falling down, you lose progress. There's not really a point to it. Thanks for your cooperation, dude. And 2 more large Titanite shards. And that's the reason why you want to bother with it in the first place. You can just run past that guy, but you want those shards. And the last bit the last really risky part here is the sorceress there. You don't really need to go invisible for her. You just need to snipe, basically. Attack. Wait for the lightning spark. Wait for sparks to fly between you. Let you know the lightning bolt missed. Then duck back. You do that with pretty much any ranged weapon. With this one, you just need... These are 2 groups of 2, basically. Just be careful when you stop, and you're good. Look at that. We're almost done with Sun's Fortress. Well, the first part, anyway. The first part is probably the first 3/4 of it. There are the battlements up here, but it goes much more quickly. First thing we're going to do is hit the bonfire. Make sure you don't run. It is possible, if you're going at full speed, to run right off, overshoot it, and die. Let's do all that again. I'm going to go ahead and stick with our basic loadout here. No reason to change it up. You can cast, I believe anyway, you can cast Hush and Hidden Body at the same time, because your feet are a different target than your body. They kind of different targets for the enchantment. Pretty sure anyway. And that will, needless to say, keep pretty much all enemies from detecting you. You can get very close to them. Over there on the left is our main goal for now, but we want to deal with the... Can we see him from here? I don't think we can just yet. But there's a guy throwing those gigantic fire bombs at us that we want to deal with first. So, go up. Around here. There is a... I think the only one in the game is a Baldur crossbowman. Here, he has no backup weapon. He has nothing that there's nothing that he can do but just back up and get trying to fire at you. Up here is a source of the commotion. Ooh, just about one-shotted. Yeah, they do a lot of damage. Yeah, I wanted to show off how much damage they do. I wasn't planning on it being that much. Like most big enemies, it's possible to just roll through them and attack around them. I'm kind of holding back because I want to see him do his other move. I don't think he's going to do it, though. Okay, let's see if we can just get him to do it. Well, that is a other move. There it is. Yeah, he just goes into a flurry of attacks. And that's, needless to say, your best chance to get him. Wait for him to tire himself out, and finish the job. Yep. Over there is an NPC, summoned to help us with the boss. That giant does not respawn. You might think after dealing with that to go ahead and do the same thing to the guy loading the boulders in the first place. He does respawn, unfortunately. There's a gap here. It seems pretty long, and it is. It's very easy to miss. So luckily, you probably won't die unless you're already hurt pretty badly when you try it. Let's go ahead and take everything off, of course, and then you still fail. And as you can see, this is the reason why we killed the guy to start with. Let's leave our pants on. That's kind of. I really think it's this jump that made FromSoft change the the expected jumping mechanics in Dark Souls 2. You can still run and then holding down O and then tap it again, but they added it so that you can hold down O and then tap the left stick in. So yeah, you get a lot more margin of error. There we go. Yep. I'm done with everything else, and then it lets me do it the first try. That merchant is the guy that sells the green and large shards I was talking about. We will be friends with him later, not just yet. Actually, I might go ahead and talk to him now just for the difference in dialogue before and after you deal with the boss. This one, we're using Great Heavy Soul Arrow to take advantage of the timing issue here. I'm going to go ahead and wait for her to cast. Sidestep. And go. No, nothing to it. That's the key we need to open those two cages that we got on the way to the boss and the giant and all that. Those will be shortcuts that take us right back down to the very first platform in Sen's Fortress, you know, with the man serpent on the bridge and the sorceress shooting lightning at us. Doesn't sound like an ideal place to put it, and it's not. You know, we do have to deal with those two every time, but or you can run past them and take your chances with the mandala. Now watch me find out I've been using the wrong word this entire time. Is it a mandala or manchala? Something like that. Something like that is those bladed pendulums. I should look that one up on a... what show was it? MacGyver, I want to say? Show my age a little bit here. Okay. Oh, and we can get dressed again. Let's go ahead and let's put on that. Let's put on our red outfit a little bit. A little red, and then with our samurai armor. Okay, we're still a medium. Good. This guy doesn't aggro until you get pretty close to him. Gives us plenty of time to buff up. He's one of our magic weapons and open up with the good stuff. I was expecting him to swing twice, which he can do. That's a telegraph one. He's only going to swing. He either swings once or does a very delayed second attack. Either way, it's a good chance to get a hit in if you know it will kill him. Slide down the ladder. And we got another, kind of the mid-boss right here. So I'm going to go ahead and recast Magic Weapon because he's the last enemy we'll be dealing with in this run. Well, potentially one more, but either way, just one more. And see if we can lock on before the fight starts. We can. And greet him with a Great Heavy Soul Arrow. Oh, and he greeted us while rolling out of the way of it. If you try using range attacks, he'll pull out a bow and do the same to you. And he somehow keeps getting headshots. So this time I'm going to go ahead and use Hidden Body, kind of reset it. And we're going to try this again. Wait for the tink of an arrow to miss. There we go. Oh, interesting. I guess he knows the timing on that one. I was counting on having more Estus than this. There we go. Took a little bit of a gamble there, counting on the delayed attack. If you are trying to do something, he'll usually attack and try to go for the counter damage that thrust weapons have. And it's another one of those things where you can kind of kind of improvise tactics based on what you see the enemy using, which is one of the things you have to love about the Soul series. Just the little things like that. Rings of Sacrifice. I mentioned wanting one and not having one last time. What they do is, if you have one equipped when you die, you get to keep all of your souls and humanity. It's like you hadn't died, basically. You even stay human if you were human when you died. But the ring breaks, and that's it. You know, it's not like their life protection in Dark Souls 2, where you can just take it to Leningrad and get them to repair it. So you want to use them wisely. You know, like when you're going through hostile territory and you have 1,000,000 souls. Is it worth it? You know, is it worth the risk? The rare ring, and it isn't actually. I don't think it's actually any rarer. I think you find the same number in the world. And the rare ring also breaks, also removes a curse if what killed you was a curse. And I'm pretty sure you can even, like, if you can be cursed, like, on, you know, separately, and then put one of those rings on when you die, and it'll remove the curse when you die and come back. All right, we're going to take advantage of the duration here, and already have a magic weapon and a hidden body going when we hit the bottom of the ride.